Let me read these here. All right, so apparently this just happened, right? So here's the website. They have a really nice website set up for the UFO thing. So let's look at it. Based on the tremendous interest shown, I will be directing the Secretary of War and other relevant departments and agencies to begin the process of identifying and releasing government files related to alien and extraterrestrial life. Excuse me. Unidentified aerial phenomena, UAP, and unidentified flying objects, UFOs, and any and all other information connected to these highly complex but extremely interesting and important matters go. God bless America. Ooh, okay, let me get ready. See, let me get settled in here. What do we got here? In response to Donald J. Trump's directive for transparency on U.S. government information regarding unidentified, review identified declassified, okay, historical documents. This is unprecedented historic undertaking. Okay, let's get some music on here. Here's some good music. Yeah. Some good alien music or something, right? Some good alien music. Maybe on camera. Yeah. Uh, what is it like? What's alien music like? Synth wave, lo-fi. Ooh, is this too loud? How loud is this for you guys? Maybe it's kind of loud, right? I don't know. Well, let me know. I can't really tell. Let me actually turn this down. Maybe it's not a bad idea. I just don't want it to be silent with me reading it. Okay, so let's look at the materials archived here are unresolved cases. Really? These are all unresolved cases, meaning the government is unable to make a definitive determination on the nature of the observed phenomena. So everything they're giving here, I guess everything they're giving is all unresolved, which I guess makes sense, but this can occur for a variety of reasons, including a lack of sufficient data, and the Department of War welcomes the application of private sector analysis. And from, oh cool, they're like asking us for help or like anybody to like help us. That's kind of crazy, transparent, honest, hopefully. But let's also watch what happens as we're looking at these in the world. Keep an eye on that. Uh, DOW will continue to conduct separate reporting on unresolved UAP cases as mandated by statute. So there's a new statute that mandates it now? Oh, unresolved ones, okay. Under this administration, we will prove the truth and share our findings with the American people. Whoa, if that's true, man, I think he's trying to get more like positiveness on his side. I mean, it's crazy listening. So all of this is cleared for evidence today. Okay, let's just look at the first one. That's what I opened. I don't even know where to start really, but I mean, all of you guys can access it right there, war.gov/UFO. Let's look at the first one. So this is, so let's use Karen handling this. Let's do full screen. I'll do that. Dear Miss Dow, your letter of August 31st with enclosures have been received, and I appreciate the interest which prompted you to write. In response to your inquiry, this bureau is strictly an investigative agency of the federal government, and as such, is it all just should be reports from people and applies to people's reports? I guess that's okay, but as such, neither makes evaluations nor draws conclusions as to the character or integrity of any organization, publication, or individual. I'm sorry I cannot be of assistance to you. However, you may be sure your communication will be made a matter of record. Well, by it existing, it's already a record right now by him doing this, but okay. Sincerely yours, J. Edgar Hoover. Whoa, so that's from him? So, so this Miss Levi sent a letter to J. Edgar Hoover, okay, in 1966. Wow. In September 6th. Okay. What's the letter of, though? Is that faded? Or just like a, I don't know, maybe it got double stamped or some weirdness. That's like a, okay, true copy. J.E. Hoover, dear sir. So this is from the one lady, right? Miss Florence, and He's replying to, or Miss Levi J. Okay, I don't. Let's just keep going. Who cares? Dear sir, I'm a member of NICAP, and I'm very much interested in UFO flying saucers. Several weeks ago, a fellow employee received a letter from Arizona with a stamp on the back. Being interested in UFOs, I asked for the stamp and sent $3 for the 12 issues of AFSEA, Air Force, or I don't know what that stands for. American. Having received and read my first issue, oh, so it's like okay, some kind of magazine. I feel it wasn't just what appears on the surface. I can't say why, but is this just a guy asking about it? Like, why is he so special to ask this? My reason for writing this is that I consider myself a true American. Okay, cool. I'm told my ancestors go back to a grandma, great. Is that how you officially write that? Who was an Indian squaw, and I'm proud of it. If by writing for this issue, you can report be aligned with okay. My name could be in any way aligned with the Communist Party. I would like to know if there is any way I can get things straightened out. What the hell? I may be all wrong about my interpretation of this report, but I'd like to be sure since I expect I will get the other issues as they come up. What does that mean, issues? Is that things from you? If that's for the stamp, I will be serial in a few days. My husband passed. I've worked as a manager of Marines Department. I just keep going. I don't understand why this person's so special. This is a huge ass file. Wow. Dang. Okay, I'm gonna look at it. I know I can get AI to look at it, or but I'll look at it myself. Okay, dear sir, I'm a member of. Okay, that's the same one, right? Print it out. Okay, so they transcribed it, right? Okay, right? Yeah, or I think it is. Let me make sure. Yeah. Next is so this is AFCS Al Amalgamated Flying Saucer Club of America. So this person bought the issues of 12 issues of it of that magazine of this little magazine of the okay Third National Flying Saucer. Oh no wait. No, this is a flyer. Okay, never mind. Flying Saucer Convention. They had that back then. July 8th, my birthday, in 1966. Where amazing experiences. Uh, okay, this is a lot though. Let's see. What is this? So this is the UFO convention. Speakers are Wayne S. Aho, Carly Anderson. Anybody famous here? Barton, Wesley Bateman, Dr. Daniel W. Fry, Calvin Sidney. Here, amazing experience with spacecraft from other planets. Okay. Startling new photographic evidence. Okay. In person. Huh. I assume this is supposed to be a real image, right? Because why would like this flying saucer convention be promoting like talk to people who've experienced this stuff and take it so seriously and then be putting this in their little flyer, right? So I assume they're saying this is real because that would be kind of a stupid thing for them to do, like put fake ones in their flyer for such hardcore, fans of this thing, this stuff. So that's what she sent the money to. But why is she talking to J. Edgar Hoover about it? Something happened. Bright special the special message was received from Master Kylan Lee Ritan, head of the Planet Current. Okay, wait. Oh, okay. This is where it gets some weird stuff. Okay. Okay, so this is some kind of. Oh, this is. Oh, it's not a flyer. It's an issue. I see. So here's it. Oh, I see that. I'm so dumb. This is a magazine put outwardly and then scanned. I see. So this is the Flying Saucer magazine. Yeah. So you get 12 issues of it. This is the back of the magazine talking about the convention. Okay. And then this is the whole magazine scanned, right? And this is just the stuff that they talked about. So why is this classified? But okay, special message. Just the message. Since Bob's initial radio contact in 1960, he was talked with the crew. Excuse me. I'm just trying to read through it so fast because there's so much. Eventually managed to contact some person who visited the undersea underground. We'll get directly to the point of our message to you. Frankly, we are appalled at the state of the Earth at present. Despite our constant warnings, hey, let's wait. Let's see if anything the aliens say have any close relatedness to any incentives that other groups of people might have who would want to fake this. Let's think about that as we read this. That's kind of where my mind goes. Um, Despite our constant warnings and even our actual intervention in some instances, the condition upon our planet grows steadily worse. One subject on everyone's lips. Let's see if communism is related to. One subject on everyone's lips these days is Vietnam. Wait, is it the alien talking still? Okay, well, he's talking about Vietnam, which is kind of strange. Wait, this is really the this special message was received from Master Kalen Lee Ratan, head of Planet Corondor. So this is from Kellen Lee Ratan, the head of Planet Corondor. About 400 years. Okay, cool. On May 4th, via special directional shortwave radio, Bob Renaud, the young electronic technician, was printed here. Okay, so it is supposedly from this guy, which it's already BS. I don't think an alien would be talking about freaking Vietnam. One subject on everyone's lips these days is Vietnam. From a little civil war, it has grown steadily and inexorably into a full-scale conflict between the world's three major powers, the United States, Soviet Union, and the Communist China. Many influential people have used the approach of patriotism and love of God and country to twist decent human feelings into dangerous channels of thought and action. With their charges of treason and sympathy with the enemy, they have aroused a good portion of the populace to a state of fear, distrust, and hatred of those who seek. Okay, your government is a military puppet, a mere parrot of the. Okay, your president is unfortunately a pawn of their needs and demands. We have contacted him several times because. Okay, well, this is interesting. We have contacted him several times. I wonder, and he has said that he could do nothing to change them. Has the president denied or confirmed this? That would give us the answer right there. This would, yeah. I think this is not. This is from the mag. I don't care about this really. I mean, does it give us context? So this is from the magazine. Okay, cool. I don't just trust stuff from a magazine though. Like, what does this help me with? Flying saucers are real cool. These are fans putting out a magazine. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Director of the FBI. Is it? I mean, let me just put it into. Hmm. Just one second, actually. Flying saucers. Subject: Flying saucer. International official. Journal. Okay. So they don't like maybe is it the government doesn't like that magazine existing and this is the correspondence about them talking about this magazine existing and like these people meeting about flying saucers, which could be bad for national security maybe. Let's see. Blah 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 blah. No further action is contemplated in this matter. The foregoing is furnished. Okay, so that means what? Flying saucer. Let's just keep going. Let's see if something stands out. This is a lot. Okay, your letters received inasmuch as your communication is of interest to another governmental agency. I'm referring a copy of it. It says matters pertaining to sightings of UFOs flying saucers are not with the jurisdiction. We have had it's all based on TV programs. People are going crazy. Let's see. Blah blah blah. For the past 20 years, the United States has been having an increase in the problem of the. Okay, who wrote this? Office of the Director, Federal. Okay, sir. Okay. The Air Force has maintained that the sightings have been gas, light, weather, but by talking to some of the people that have seen UFOs, I'm wondering if the Air Force isn't lying. I'm not the only one wondering this. The people that I have talked to say that after the Michigan sightings and the others, they would not report it to the Air Force if they did see a UFO. We hear that today, right? Same thing. Like, if they did see it, a lot of people don't want to say anything anyways because or it seems similar. Reports say that even FBI agents have seen UFOs, and this has been denied by the Air Force. I wonder if the Air Force does have UFO technology, just the whole thing, or like advanced stuff. The report recently. So I think the framing of everything, before we release the documents, that doesn't mean it's going to solve anything, sadly. It's just a bunch of documents that, let's just see. So, to the director of the FBI, okay, enclosed are copies of an article entitled Armed Forces Focus on UFO, which was published in the This World supplement of the San Francisco Examiner, okay? So, people are just so uptight about anyone talking about UFOs, basically, right? It seems like right now. This article deals with the current controversy over the existence of non-existent flying saucers. Like, I don't get why they're taking it so seriously if it's not real or not a big deal. Why do they even care to humor this stuff? But what's going on? The article also points out that since last summer, pressure has been mounting for the establishment of an independent, civilian-controlled investigative agency to look into. Oh, so this is from who? From SAC, San Francisco SAC Center. I'm sure it's like just government people, right? So they don't want this to happen. University of Colorado. Okay, why do you write that? Okay. Also, for the Bureau's information, there was recently published a book entitled Flying Saucers: Serious Business. This book is now. I'm wondering if they're going to unveil like a new uh, thing for the war, like a UFO. Like it's going to look like a UFO, but it's going to be for the war. We're going to use it because it seems like these people are scared of us even talking about it in the past. Like, oh, there's a book on flying saucers. We gotta. Hey guys, just so you know, there's a book on flying saucers. Hey guys, this person wrote an article about. Oh my God! So, and the Air Force is always like, even the FBI can't talk about it. Only the Air Force. Like, it seems like the Air Force is going to unveil something, and that's why they're releasing these documents. And this whole time, maybe UFOs were just like people assume sometimes if they weren't aliens, it was like a technology that we couldn't expose or something. And now that we're in this war, I wonder if that's the whole case. But yeah, I'm just speculating. I'm just making that up as we go. So interesting. Uh, documents many reports documents many reports throughout the world of UFOs since that date claims that 1960 was the year of the greatest number of UFO sightings. Is that still the case? I wonder. I doubt it's still the case, right? Because people now are trying to do a lot of fakes. And is Arthur Edwards' contention that UFOs are space vehicles sent to observe? It is Arthur Edwards. So the okay, Arthur Edwards. He wrote one of his books, right? That UFOs are space vehicles sent to observe activity on Earth. And the Air Force is charged with the responsibility of investigating UFOs has deliberately withheld information. Okay. So this is the book describes UFOs as polished metal objects. Okay. Sufficient to have burned witnesses who were too near. Okay. No, but it can't emit heat or light, right? Because if it does, they would be so easily detected on radar, right? With heat, anybody could detect it. I thought the whole point was there's no signature of anything. Isn't that the whole Bob Lazar thing? So it just anyway, maybe not. In emitting some force field that interferes with electromagnetic instruments. Okay, well I guess that's what. Never mind. I'm wrong there. I guess colors range from brilliant white to dull red and brilliant orange. Some objects carry blinking lights. There are three basic shapes: Zeppelin-shaped ships of 300 feet long. Okay, like a Zeppelin. Okay, Zeppelin makes sense because if we can even use the word to describe it, it could be something of our technology because it's not so out of the realm, right? That's what I think. And then see disc shape, that seems out of the realm, kind of, from a few feet in diameter to 100 feet. 100 feet, with many reported about 30 feet in diameter. Egg shaped, egg shaped or tic tac shaped, right? Interesting. That still applies. Huh. According to the book, these objects move silently. I mean, there has to be something. There's not a whole mass psychosis about this, right? So yeah, there has to be something going on. Usually the first light from either side, which, okay, many of the persons named in the book who have reported them are reliable individuals, including law enforcement officers, military personnel, or official duty military pilots. So in this book, it's just like today, we have people from the military saying the same thing, which is crazy. I didn't realize that, right? Yeah. Commercial airline pilots, civilian defense officials. A number of photographs have been taken. This is getting a little better for me, I think. Wreckage of crashed saucers has been reportedly recovered on at least three occasions. In one case, described as a magnesium alloy. Sorry. In another, as pure magnesium. In a third case, attributed to an official of the Canadian government, the material was described as exceptionally hard unknown metal, actually a matrix of magnesium orthosilicate, which contained thousands of 15-micron metal spheres throughout, and showing evidence of micrometeorites on its surface. Ooh, this thing's crazy cool, right? Damn, this is getting good. But it's just from the book though. But just being in a document like this, just them being concerned or even writing this memo and putting it in the classified, unless it's like a massive classified, if it even touches it, let's talk about that classified. Unless it's like that kind of a mass classification thing, which it might be because there's so many documents. That's probably what it is. But anyways, let's suspend our disbelief. A few witnesses have reported seeing crewmen who what? Why is that? Or crewmen who had hand landed from the objects. Why can't I see that? Who? Oh, they just it's a typo. Okay, had landed from the object. So because they had typewriters back then. Okay, yeah. They're described as 3.5 to 4 feet tall, wearing what appears to be spacesuits and helmets. Author Edwards concludes this book with a prediction that in the near future, UFOs will make an overt landing or deliberate contact with it. A copy of this letter is being. I'm sure Connie Ziller or someone already has everything there, but This is being called to the Bureau's attention in view of the press report. Okay. So I wish they'd give more context. Like, what is this? It's from a newspaper, right? Armed Forces spokesman. Winking, blinking, and nodding. Red lights over Pasadena, blue lights over Greensboro. Greensboro. Silver cigars over Detroit. People kept seeing strange flying objects, and officials kept saying nothing was out there. Okay, this is just the thing. Okay, cool, cool. But then no threat. No, just okay. To Mr. Wick, Mr. John Wick, and from M.A. Jones. Okay. Subject John Moss, freelance writer. Okay, this is John Moss wrote this, right? I assume. Where does the author put their name normally? But I guess makes it. Blah blah blah. Maybe not. He advised that he is a freelance writer and is working on a story for a TV production concerning. I don't know, okay, whatever. I don't get why they have to talk to each other about this though. Like, who cares who's doing that? Dear Mr. Hennessy, I've received your letter in response to your inquiry. The police policy of this bureau regarding the investigation, blah blah blah, is contrary to my long-standing policy to express an opinion on such matters. Okay, so no comment. Okay, Edgar J. Hoover, dear sir, about 2 years ago, I wrote to you and asked you, to the best of my recollection, why agents of your bureau investigated reported landings of unidentified objects and whether data regarding their findings are available. So this guy's like, oh, he's just an interested person from just like they are today. You replied saying that agents investigated these cases to wait. You replied saying that agents investigated these cases to determine whether any federal law had been broken and that their findings were confidential, as were all other FBI records. Since receiving your letter, which was placed in my records, many of my records, including your letter, were destroyed recently in a fire at my home, and I would therefore be grateful with you for the purpose of my new records. Confirm your letter of 1964 as the situation is still the same. Ooh, that's crazy. Unlucky. In addition, I would be pleased to learn what your opinion is of the UFOs. If you decline, I would appreciate that it was due to your position. Huh? Image? Oh, okay. Uh, Dear Mr. Hennessy, your letter has been received. While I would like to, okay. Uh, while I would like to be assuming the files of the very, okay, that just want to help. No, both files, whatever, reflect that. Blah blah blah. Okay, what else? Mr. Joe Thornton, Chief of Police. Dear Mr. Chief, your letter was received. Whoa, so this is the Chief of Police writing it? Although I appreciate what is. Wow, so the Chief of. Okay, so these are all of the reports of it. But this is like the legit reports, though. I guess they have like a thing that if it's a report from a crazy crackhead or something, it's like, okay, I guess they have to be that way, right? Or it's not necessarily crazy crackhead, but just they keep the ones that are like, okay, Chief of Police actually said this. He could be crazy just like everyone else, or could be just as crazy. Who knows? But his position makes him have more value technically, right? And this is what it is. I just want to keep those. So it's basically saying, we don't want to help you, even though you said you saw it, right? Okay, kind of doing the normal government whole thing. So in the old days, they went through and like, okay, right on with a pencil, what it's about. That's cool, right? Um, Dear sir, I've been the police chief, piece of chili. I've been police chief of Princeton for a number of years, and I've been a member of that department for 22 years. Sir, I mentioned the above so that you will not think an idiot is writing. You seemingly do not. Oh, so he wanted to say what he was. Okay, yeah, dude, he's so honest. You seemingly do not know or utterly describe the following subject. I had hoped that you might make a statement before now on the subject. I've waited many years to see your opinion in print, but nothing of the sort happened. I'm speaking of the UFOs or unidentified flying objects before long, and it is a matter of time. You're going to be scooped. You're going to be scooped, so to speak, on this subject. Sir, I happen to know they exist. I have personally seen two of them, and one of these sightings under low cloud cover in daylight. I'm not sure as to the cloud height. The other at perhaps 2,000 feet altitude and approximately 1 mile off. You may not be interested, but I think this may be vital to the security of the United States. And it is vital, I'm sure, that you are now familiar with and working on this problem. It's very difficult to read old-timey writing, it feels like. Or maybe it's just me. Not really old-timey, but from 66. If I'm correct in these things you land, I'm greatly concerned as to what kind of reception they might receive from the inhabitants of this country. Isn't inhabitants? Inhabitants? Like, yeah, that's the typo, right? I'm convinced after a great deal of thought that someone of your standing in this country could let the people know what is happening. Wow. P.S. If this is out of your line of duty, I'm sorry to bother you. Oh, so, oh, that's so crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, who's Joe Thorne? That's like I should be taking notes and look a little more into like let me get a little. Dang, I'm so into this now. I don't have a team of like peons to help me or anything, so I'm just interested. But let's see. Where's that marker board? Yeah, I can do it like on a marker board. Be right back. I'm curious what happened to Joe Thorne or whatever. Joe Joe Thorne, police chief. Like, is that a known guy? Because these are going to at the very least, it's going to give people a lot of new names to look into. And there's going to be so many more videos, man. So much more good content. No, that's why they're doing this. That's why they're doing it. Maybe who cares? I mean, this it's still content. I mean, still like good stuff to ingest. It's real. Let's see. So Joe, Joe. I just want to look. Just remember names to look up. If he was anything or anything came of him or what happened. Was he satisfied with these answers or was that it? Joe Thorne. Um, Miss Judith Goodman. Dear Miss Goodman, I received your letter. Although, so basically, don't want to help you again. Blah blah blah. Let's see who she was. Was she anything? Judith Goodman. Okay. Dear Mr. Hoover, I'm going to for well. Oh, this was just in the old days. Would they just reply to anybody or something? Because I'm doing my science fair project. Man, okay, this just threw a whole wrench in my whole feelings of this. So even a little kid could write to J. Edgar Hoover back then, and they would get responses. Man, that's what it seems like. Dear Mr. Hoover, okay, I can't. I am okay. We saw that. That's some good handwriting from a little kid. If it's a kid, who is that? Oh, received director. Okay, flying saucers. So it says head of government finance scientific study of an UFO. Wait. Flying saucer. Boulder, Colorado. Dr. Edward Condon, head of a government finance. Okay, he's the head of a government finance study. So there's a study on UFOs. The government did agree to finance, so they know there's importance there. So that's why they take his statement important. But people who I don't know, they want that to exist too. Anyways, I'm getting distracted. Said today he had received a letter telling him when and where a flying saucer would land. A letter. Condon, professor of physics at the University of Colorado, said he would write to the man and ask him what basis. Okay, someone told him that. He gave me the exact date and the exact location of the saucer would land. It would be manned by persons from another planet, Condon said. He suggested we contact the space travelers and make friends with them. The University of Colorado professor said. Condon would not disclose the name of the person who wrote the letter, say where the predicted landing would take place or the date. He did say it would he did say it would be sometime this spring. I want to answer the letter to try and find out what the basis is for the man's prediction, Condon said. Condon also disclosed that Dr. Robert M. Lowe, deputy director of the CU Flying Objects Investigation Project, was in the Joplin, MO Pittsburgh Con and area today, checking out reports of UFO sightings. He said low probability would return. He said low probability would return to Boulder tonight. Hmm. It goes from like interesting to like not interesting to like to not Let's see. One is Mr. Deloach. How is this helpful? One is Mr. Deloach. One is Mr. Gale. One is Mr. What does this mean? Okay. Allegedly sightings, January 17th. There were a bunch back then they were keeping track of. I wonder if they have any more. They still have to be keeping track of it the same way. At 4:10 a.m., January 18th. Okay, James C. Collins, blah blah. Ooh, it was a number. I wonder who's that now. Advised they desired to report that he had observed a large oblong-shaped object which alighted in the street in front of him when he was on his way home. The television repair shop, the Elk Grove TV. Okay, he believes that he was taken into the craft, which he recalls as being made of a glass-like substance, being transparent. It was manned by several individuals who appeared to be undersized creatures similar to members of the human race, probably not more than 4 feet tall. Do you think that maybe there's a secret program where they have like pygmy people and they use them as like kamikaze pilots and they use them as UFO flight people and it's like a weird CIA experiment because they've done crazy stuff like that before, like with MK Ultra and stuff like that. I wouldn't put this past them. What if it's that? That's crazy. Okay, anyways, let's see. See, they're allegedly wearing regular trousers, pants, and t-shirts. That goes to my theory of the pygmy people. They're breeding pygmy people. Maybe the uncontacted people are where they store them. Okay, this is too much. Collins believes that he was transported by the craft for an undetermined distance and returned to his point of takeoff. Why would they be? I guess they need clothes too. The environment's. I don't know. Collins spoke in a coherent manner. Okay, he appeared to be under certain emotional strain. He claimed he had not been drinking any intoxicants. Okay, good. But he was unable to account for the time between 8 and 4 a.m., which he was probably sleeping. He had a dream. That's a normal sleep schedule. He stated he was telephoning from his workshop. He had no recollection of being elsewhere between because he was sleeping. He took a nap. The above is furnished for information. Collins furnished. Okay. Memorandum secret. Information attached for you. Attention. Blah blah blah. What? The laser ray. The laser ray or cobalt ray is a cell. What the? That looks good. What is that? Oh, there it is. Okay. The Taylor okay, blah blah blah. Mexico. Following. Okay. Dear sir, this letter is in, in way of clarification and to enlarge upon an accident report and the remark contained therein dated this date and delivered to you personally. The laser ray or cobalt ray is a self entangling ray. Self what the hell? Entire body is enclosed in the entire nervous system. What? Wait, I thought it was a ray. The laser ray or cobalt ray is a self enclosing ray and is similar in use to a cocoon around a silkworm. Whoa, okay. A cocoon around a silkworm is a cobalt ray, okay. The entire body is enclosed and the entire nervous system can be manipulated to a lesser or greater degree of proficiency than is normal. Visions of flying objects are merely faulty vision, fully controlled and is very vision fully controlled and is very real to that individual experiencing the phenomenon. Breathing and heartbeat can be what the hell is that? Can be absolutely manipulated. Your lie detector test can be positively controlled without your knowledge. Any small taste, hearing by sound or word, sight can be controlled by vision blocks or intensity of clarity or pinpoint control of eye direction itself. Any physical sensation can be duplicated. Mental and conversational blocks can be created at any time. It sounds like a weapon, usually with public embarrassment to that person. Naturally, mathematics, typing, bookkeeping can be manipulated to the extremes of frustration or nervous or mental collapse. Sexual climax can be made to most any individual anywhere. What the hell is this? It's a ray, a cobalt ray, a laser ray. Is this something like they were using in Venezuela? That was a sound thing though, wasn't it? They were making them go all over. Any type machine can be manipulated, destroyed, or damaged from unexplainable reasons or sources. This means any part or component of any part of that machine or motor, regardless of kind or type, any ignition system can be shorted at random. With these rays, previously the method used was connecting the ray to electric or telephone lines, huh? Which gave access to the monitoring of anyone's thoughts. Okay, wherever he may be, particularly while at work at your desk. Thoughts used on the highway while driving were monitored by equipment carried in trucks, rental trailers, autos. Much of this equipment is from out of state, particularly California, used in the valley by non-tourists who are here for reasons extending over 30 days and who don't have Texas plates. This guy sounds like he's crazy. He doesn't even they have they have infiltrated almost every business level. Any man is in business cannot realize the reason so many company secrets or confidences are lost. A business competitor can eventually bankrupt any or all of his competition. How can a defense attorney present a defense when his strategy is known to the opposing attorney previously? What the hell is he going on about, though? An intensive review of my driving record, particularly accidents, I believe most are premeditated, all since 1946 because I've learned too much in the Navy. while it were concerning political appointments of some members of the. What is he going on about? Okay. I saw UFOs in 1945 on combat missions. They were not the enemy. Okay, this is better. I further believe that I will possibly experience forgery and very possibly be convicted for it, from valid signatures made at services stations using credit cards. The customer gets a copy, the station keeps the hard copy, and the clear carbon with the valid signature is purchased or given away for framing purposes. These signatures are entirely valid in court and will be so praised by any hearing. This involves trust. Seems like he's trying to protect himself here. I've stated the possibility of premeditated murder. I have stated the possibility of premeditated murder from the standpoint of the operator, his vehicle, and add to this the same condition for the other vehicle involved. These are manipulated by the rotten apples in the barrel of any federal security arm, who are untouchable because of the trail of federal top secrets. They have sworn to defend. I suspect, especially the CIA and space arms, is federal intervention necessary at state levels or business levels and domestic engagement. I further believe this letter will be seized by the post office authorities who already know its content if mailed for what I consider obsolete. This guy's maybe a little crazy, or he knows something, or he's crazy. I believe it's mandatory for the prevention of crime, public safety, and many other reasons that cobalt or laser process be made public. Cobalt or laser process. I just want to see what cobalt or laser process. Cobalt, uh, laser process. I want to look at that later, just for my own funsies. All right. I believe the mandatory prevention of crime. Blah, blah, blah. I believe that's been useful. Wait. I believe it is mandatory for the prevention of crime, public safety, and many other reasons that the cobalt or laser process be made public. That'd be sick. I believe it has been used in Harlingen for 8 years by a select few in all walks of life. I further believe that the yielding of this information does not. Okay, so after I've seen what he says, who is this guy again? If he's somebody from. Wait, this is from somebody from Mexico City. Wait a second. Holy, who's that? Anybody read that? Legat? Legat? From Mexico. Okay, Legat? Is it in here anywhere? This is still redacted. Ah, that's interesting. This is more than I thought it was. Okay. Um. Okay. Purpose. Okay. Wait. I further submit that most, if not all, national representatives know of the method and have used it for personal purposes in election races and possibly on the state level. Oh my goodness, this is getting juicy. So this person from Mexico City that they're taking seriously. Huh? Okay, we're here. I further believe that the yielding of this information does not constitute a breach of trust in any way, and that the present equipment is obsolete, having been replaced by the satellite SAMOS, our spy in the sky, and similar devices, most of which are publicly announced to the press and or magazines. Is this legit? Like, is the SAMOS? If we look up SAMOS, is that a real thing? I further suspect that most, if not all, national congressmen or senators know of the method and have used it for personal. I assume all this stuff is somewhat legit because someone has to skim it, right? And they're like, well, that's nothing. Or do they have like an intern review it and then stamp it, or what? How does that work? Okay, purpose. So it could be used in election races. They have used it. He says he accuses them actually of using it. That's some good video content there, huh? And possibly on the state level. I will enlarge upon these views at your convenience if necessary at my own expense and stand trial for them. Wow, what the? At his own expense? He really believes it. In this matter, I expressly ask the cooperation of the Departments of Public Safety of Texas, Pennsylvania, and California, and the state of Texas prefers with them alone. Any medical or mental examinations to be conducted by the Mayo Clinics. What? So is he basically saying he would be analyzed to see if he's crazy too, or something, or is this for like I don't know. Anyway, I submit myself as a someone, and that the above is true and correct, or my sound opinions. There is no proof of a tangible nature other than public access of the same equipment for the same use it was invented for. Or is he trying to get? Is he trying to poke in? Like, oh, I want this device, and if it exists, I'm going to say that I know it exists, so I can have it too, because that's what it sounds like right there. There's no proof of any tangible nature other than the public access of the same. Well, this is public access. Never mind. So he's being true. True. He's trying to be fair. What would he want? W.R. Hanawalt. Is that who it is? Hanawalt? W. No, subject is information concerning W.R. Hunnewalt. W.R. Hunnewalt. And forgive me if this is all well-known stuff. I don't know much about. I'm just curious. W.R. W.R. Hunnewalt. I want something so good to be in here so bad because it'll just give me something else to care about. Sounds kind of bad. Let's see. So wait, the files. Okay. Okay, let's keep going down. This was a good one. This was a good. I wish I could bookmark this on hard. I don't have the premium version of this, so okay. Where was it? Okay. No information was located in any of the Mexico City office. Wait, I didn't want the subject. Wait. Huh? Wait. Foregoing. What? Okay. Attention. Okay. All references. It's just for them later. Okay. Subject is W.R. Hunterwald. Classified memorandum to FBI director. Subject is J.J.A. Hennessy from London Legat. Oh, this is like where it's from London. Enclosed are three copies of a letter dated classified secret. Self-explanatory. Okay, let's see if it's self-explanatory. The Bureau may desire to furnish a copy of enclosed letter to Denver. Okay, more. Let's go. Ooh, full stamp. Who's that? Daniel Boone, Davy Crockett. Who is that? Or is that a soldier? Back then, maybe. I don't know. No, it's 19. No, they wouldn't look like that, would they? No. The correspondence. Okay. Oh, double covert. The honor must be addressed. Okay. Uh-huh. Dear, you may be interested to know that we have learnt from a delicate source that J.J.A. Hennessy, 36 Elviston Place, South Kensington, SW7, SW7? That SW7? Claiming to be an associate member of the National Investigating Committee by Aerial Phenomena, has been in contact in mid-April with date. What? He has drawn attention to the U.S. government grant to the University of Colorado. Okay, yeah, this is the grant we were talking about earlier to investigate unidentified flying. Wait, he was part of it? Okay, he has drawn attention to that. Okay. Okay, flying objects with a view to establishing whether there is any pattern in the evidence available to suggest that interplanetary vehicles are reaching this planet from some extraterrestrial source. The investigations are being conducted under the chairman of Dr. Chairman of Chairman's Dr. U blah blah and Fizzle blah blah. Okay. He is known to have asked that a questionnaire in connection with the investigation, whatever. Yours truly, blah. Huh. Okay. These are just like things that go with the files, like saying what it is on top of it or something. Like just like a little, you know. Okay, so FBI director for Miami. What's SAC stand for? I think SAC. Okay. I don't want to get my ChatGPT up here in case it's just, so. What does SAC stand for in memorandums or official government documents? Special agent in charge, Strategic Air Command. So it could be Strategic Air Command, Systems Acquisition Center, Security Advisory Committee, Student Advisory Center, Supreme Allied Commander. Maybe Special Agent in Charge, maybe? Okay. Let's just go with that for now because it feels right. A review of the Miami indices revealed information reflecting subject appeared at the Miami office and volunteered. So this guy, subject, okay, politics. Okay, I get it now. This guy appeared in the office. This guy's telling this person, okay, I'm sorry, I'm not like a document reader. His express motivation was to do something to repay the debt he felt he owed the United States. He was afforded the Washington, D.C. headquarters address of the Central Intelligence Agency and told his inquiry should be directed there. Also on July 4th, he appeared at the Miami office and gave an incoherent story of. See, this is easier to read for me for some reason. Meeting an individual. Okay, give an incoherent story of a recently meeting an individual who had asked him to kill his mother. Payroll appeared to be somewhat bewildered and occasionally gazed away from the interviewing agent. During his most recent visit in the Miami office, Payroll seemed genuinely concerned about the existence of the object he allegedly photographed during November. What if everyone who's actually seen, well, never mind, we should, he, he exhibited no emotional or mental disorder and appeared to be rational then. Okay, during his most recent visit. Oh shit. So he was like crazy then became rational when he was talking about the object. In review of recent publicly reported UFO sightings, some apparently by responsible sources, this information is submitted. Okay, so gotcha, because this is basically all of this is just being held because recently there's some big sources that are important, like the police chief and all that, who said it. So they're taking everything seriously this time. That's what it is. That seems to be it. Nothing like extra crazy. Okay. Paul L. Okay. Concerning on April, period of my okay, this is the information. Sometime during 1943, he graduated from the German Air Academy and was assigned as a member of the Luftwaffe on the Russian front near the end of 1944. He was released from this duty and was assigned as a test pilot to a top secret project in the Black Forest of Austria. During this period, he observed the aircraft described above. It was saucer shaped, about 21 feet in diameter. Imagine what we were reading up there about the specs of them. Radio controlled and mounted several jet engines around the exterior portion of the craft. This makes me think that this is government stuff because well, back then maybe they did have jet engines on it, and now we're having technology where it didn't have to have the jet engines. But this still makes it seem way out of line with what should be, and I don't really trust it. But that's just me. He further described the exterior portion as revolving around the dome in the center, which remained stationary. It was Pierre's responsibility to photograph the object while in flight. He asserted he was able to retain a negative of the photo he made at 7,000 meters. Okay, let's see the hope to God this here. His Xerox copy of negative and furnished by Pearl appears to be the last page of this communication. Ooh, appears a still photograph has allegedly made at the risk of my life. Also, a still photograph. Oh, dang, it's showing the object parts in a hangar. Ooh, appears on the last page. According to Peril, the above aircraft was designed and engineered by first name unknown. Whoa. How do you say that? A German engineer whose present whereabouts is unknown. What if? Wait, when did the World War II happen? Like 1940 something. This right? I'm sorry, but I don't know. Okay, 67 plus 44. What if it has to do with World War II technology and like Germans developing something or something? Anyways, uh, in Vienna, Austria, sometime during late 1943, early 1944, Peyrel also assumed the secrets pertaining to this aircraft were captured by Allied forces. He said this type of aircraft was responsible for the downing of at least one American B-26 plane. He furnished the following fuel and engine data. What if they're releasing these documents? Because have you guys heard that like some American planes have been shot down by Iran supposedly? And this is like an excuse to say how they were shot down because it looks bad when we have a plane shot down by Iran, right? And that just me this is me stretching my mind going crazy about stuff. But what if that's the whole reason? Like, hey, they were able to take one of our saucers, and that's why they shot one of our planes down. And they've kind of ruined everything. We were trying to have this secret weapon against everyone, but we lost. I don't know. That's something that's crazy, man. I'm just theorizing. He said this type of aircraft was responsible for the downing of at least a fuel mixture of N2H4O and methyl alcohol CH3OH rather than oxygen holding mixture of hydrogen peroxide H2O2 and water 7 meters 7 milliliters 3 meters high, or I don't know what that is, 7 meters 1.3 meters high, 2 rocket motors, smooth flow, rotary drive of 2,000 meters per second. Carroll said he copied this data from the board located in the hangar area. Let's call him P. P asserted he was shot down by the British on March 14, 1945 after having been reassigned to the Western Front. He was held prisoner by the British in London and later in Brussels until he was released in 1946. He departed for the United States from Germany on December 26, 1951, entering the United States in New Jersey on January 7, 1952, and was subsequently naturalized in Miami during 1958. He is presently employed as a mechanic at Eastern Airlines, Miami, Florida. He was born on May 3rd, 1924 in Austria. He stated he has withheld this information because he assumed the United States possessed it. I mean, that's kind of a logical thing. Like, huh? I mean, maybe. Well, no, I don't know. Maybe not. He has become increasingly concerned because of the unconfirmed reports concerning a similar object. Okay, and denies the United States has such an aircraft. He feels such a weapon would be beneficial in Vietnam. And so people have seen it and they're like, that's why they account that like, I love my country and all that. And I saw this device that was amazing. It was crazy. So why aren't you guys using it? And they're like, hey guys, you should be using this item. Let me message J. Edgar Hoover about this or whatever, right? That seems to be part of it, right? least with the police chief and with this guy, the soldier and the police chief had both the same kind of motivation of like helping their country, which is a good motivation and it makes me have some credence to it. I know it means nothing, but as far as like just vibes, he reiterated he has the original negatives of both photographs. He said the shots were taken. Well, in the Mexico City guy, because he's like, I'll have my mind checked and I'll give you all my pay my own expenses and all that stuff, right? Yeah, this document contains neither recommendations nor conclusions of the FBI. Is okay? Photo, please. Okay, so is it more same stuff? Sometimes he graduated from the okay. So this is history of him, like who he is a little bit more. Okay, he graduated from German American Science, a member of the. Oh, we already saw that, right? Okay, yeah, we saw that. Yeah, we saw that. Ooh, what? This is it? What the? Jesus. Well, top, top, bottom. I really don't understand. I see this shape right here. Let me see something real quick, actually. Um, let me do something real quick. Let me see something here. Let me see something really quick here. Let me take this image real quick. But I just don't know. I haven't streamed very much. I don't want to like show my personal information when I do something. So give me 1 second. Um, I want to take this bottom and just put it into something and say like, hey, just show me what this should be looking like, or what do you see? Because I really don't want to see what they think, what an AI thinks. Let's see here. Let's go here. Do that. Can I put the screen back on? All right. Where's it at? Ah. Can you tell me what this would look like if it was it's a negative, right? What is a negative? Say it's a negative of a supposed UFO taken by Paul L. Here, I'll never see if it says anything about that. It shouldn't by Paul L. K. O. Fine, doesn't matter. Act as a forensic photograph expert and let me see what I should be doing in this negative. You extrapolate, use all the power. Sam Altman. Okay, which cans doesn't matter. See what it says. Okay, well, this is that. Let's see. I see like this is the bottom of it. This is the top of it. Or the top is upwards. Oh, I see. It's saying the top is facing upwards, right? This is the perspective. This is the top of it, right? This is, I don't know, that's what it looks like, but let's see. I should give it this piece too. Let me give it this piece as well. Where I snip, snip, snip. Uh, wait, what is this? Um, I inverted the image. Ooh, ooh. Okay, well, there's an inverted image. Okay, bottom. From the bottom, I still don't see what I'm supposed to be seeing. Okay, well, let's see if this helps. This is another dot. It says top with an upwards arrow on margin. Does this help you in any way? Maybe this won't be helpful. Oh, helps quite a bit. Uh, damn. Okay, let's see. I want for funsies, let's do this. For funsies, I should generate an image of it fully rendered. That's what it thinks it looks like. For funsies, generate me an image of what you can glean from even trying to figure out how it looks. Just do your best, buddy. Okay. Hey, anyways, okay. I for sometime during he graduated, okay, more, blah blah blah. Same best possible. Ooh. What? Oh, ooh, they did it way better. Ooh, they already did it way better. Ooh. Ooh, okay. Ooh. This is a good test. Okay. Ooh, ooh, ooh. They had better tech than chat. Well, it's actually overrated a little bit. Let's see. Okay. Oh, that's kind of sick. Let's see here. What is this? Save image. Let's just save it here on the desktop and not worry about it. Let's see here. How open actually? Let's see if the other one's did it generate the other one yet? Okay. Dang, these are cool. There's a book that claims you've written several books. Okay. I like photos. UFO Contact IGAP Journal International Get Acquainted Program. What the hell? Get acquainted to aliens or what? UFO Contact, Mr. Adamski launched the IGAP International Get Acquainted Program based on the philosophy that people in all parts of the world should be given the opportunity of knowing what's going on everywhere in the field of flying saucers. Is that why Trump didn't someone say a lot of the language we're using recently matches the language I'm seeing here, kind of? His hope was that as many as possible would discover the truth of the present age and turn the face of time to come to learn to accept through conviction the fact that we are all citizens of the cosmos and children of the cosmic power whose laws run through the entire cosmos. These laws we can learn to comprehend through study to understand the science of life, brought to our attention by the presence of friendly visitors from other worlds. This magazine is sent to civil and military authorities all over the world, to leaders of the United Nations in the Vatican, in scientific circles, and to press, radio, and TV authorities. Really? So this magazine has not been known of? Hmm. The purpose of the magazine is to bring everyone, everywhere, news or events from all corners of the globe in all varied aspects. This means any news that can possibly be of value in our endeavor to bring to mankind an understanding of what is going on in our world all the time, which we try to detect any and every move in the direction of the truth which we have accepted, but which is not yet officially accepted or recognized in broader circles. Huh? Why is this not on the news? Am I even streaming? Wow. Holy, holy moly. Wait, so this is like a magazine sent to people from other worlds in our system are visiting our planet. Okay, wait, let's go back here. Okay. People from other worlds in our system are visiting our planet. People from other worlds are in contact with certain political and scientific circles in East and West. People from all walks of life, official and unofficial, all over the world have been contacted by people from other worlds. Such contacts have been kept secret so far. The philosophy brought to the world by Mr. George Adamski is considered an aid helping to uncover the truth of our origin and our future destiny. The magazine will make no attempt whatsoever to fight anyone, in spite of any action which might be launched against it. Only the truth, whatever its guise, will be brought to bear to allow each to decide for himself what he can and will accept in the wonderful world on his march forward to new experiences. This magazine is non-political, non-religious, and sectarian, and non-profit making. We hope that uh, may profit from reading it. Well, so interesting. Thank you very much for your letter, rocket show, or film. I'm not really qualified to pass judgment. Okay. Wait a second. Okay, that's a lot. Of the letter. Huh. Wow. So these are all the things warning via ham radio. This is like the one things we're reading above, right? Oh, this is like the magazine, but it was only sent to government. Let me confirm that again. What the heck? It's only sent to who again? This magazine is sent to civil and military authorities all over the world, to leaders of the United Nations, and into the Vatican, and to press. Okay, press and radio and TV authorities. Okay, but not to the general public, right? Okay, never mind. I thought that. What? Are they trying to make themselves more powerful than they really are? Like, oh, we're giving it to the Vatican, even though it's just a magazine. Like, if I wanted to make a magazine, can I just send it to the Vatican? Whether or not they take it is a different story. Uh, Convincing UFO pictures. A University of Colorado professor conducting study on. Okay, this is the guy we read about before. I think so. Yeah, the photo. Huh. That's These are still photographs are taken from the screen projection of the 800 color. This aerial armada of UFOs is shown an impressive formation. Oh wait, this is the armada of UFOs. Holy! Oh, I see. Wow. Whoa. Hmm. Whoa. He's accused of being a charlatan. This guy George Adamski, who they dedicated the magazine to or whatever, is a person who pretends to have more knowledge or skill than he does have, an imposter or a cheat. He's been called a faker because he has produced photographs of so-called spaceships which he claimed to have taken himself. He was a liar, taking money from the credulous with stories of fantasy saying they were true. Most of their names were given to him by people who would not have had the courage to say it to his face or within the presence of a lawyer. If I don't see it, what? Really? I thought it was dedicated. Let's see this. I'm going too fast through this, but there's so much to go through. Science and God. Oh, dang. Yeah. Fresco and the Decaying Monster Yugoslavia. The angels look as if they were flying in a spacecraft. Oh, true. Yeah, they were still looking at that whole like ancient alien stuff too. Yeah, that's still the same one. Same stuff I've seen on ancient aliens. Look, yeah. Huh, damn. The project on UFO. Wow. So people just contribute to this thing. Dear sirs, would you please comment on the enclosed picture? Well, true. If you have a picture you were faking and said, "Hey, please," well, I guess if you're a really good like picture faker, then you would want to the best to see it's fake, right? But huh. Right. Ooh, who's he? What is this thing? Is this an alien? How they look? Looks like a freaking normal dude who's skinnyly ripped. Would you please comment on the enclosed picture marked on X? Is this the one? Comment on this? Sir, this is a weird homeless man standing nude. Why did you send me this? Let's see. Enclosed are 6 copies of education. How long have I been reading this? Damn, an hour? An hour and I've only been half through one document? Jesus. Okay, let me just scroll through this a little more. Okay, wait. A young white female who refused to give her name. Let's see this one. Appeared at the Dallas FBI office. She stated she is interested in UFOs and she reads a quantity of information. And yeah, this stuff was released just today, I think. So, FYI, guys, if anybody's watching. She stated she will not reveal her identity and she would feel like a fool if the information is not true. She stated if it is true, however, she will meet with interested officials. Okay, so she doesn't even know. She's just like, hey, if this is real, then I want to talk to somebody, but if it's not, I just want to secretly ask you guys so that I don't want to be a fool. Is that really what it is? She stated in July 1997 she met a being from another planet who had assumed earthly form. He gave her certain information and he was picked up and departed from the earth. Okay. She stated that she stated she then received messages from non-earthly sources in a manner she refused to discuss. Why do they always do that though? She she stated these sources told her the following: an anti-missile missile, an anti-missile missile, an anti an anti-missile missile was fired at a UFO over Africa. I guess like an anti-aircraft missile or something like that, or anti the blocking the what are they called? The things that shoot other missiles out of the sky. Yeah, okay. A UFO was detected 22,000 miles from Earth by radar about August 6th. Okay. A UFO was detected over. I think people who are just kind of slightly crazy just say they received it in a manner she refused to discuss because she dreamed it. She had a hallucination. She's either schizophrenic and like, oh, I received the message. How did you receive it? The walls were talking to me, and the black dust in the corner had a face, and it told me this. They're not going to say that. That's one thing that comes to mind, and I don't know. Maybe this is true. Some things seem legit, some don't. Um, she received. To me, why is always their objectives and their missions and stuff they talk about so relevant to us? That's the thing that's the most crazy thing to me. Like, why is every message that they get and everything the aliens want to say to us 100% relevant to our current culture, our current events? Why is it not like, oh, the aliens? Like, doesn't that seem weird though, slightly, people? Like, why is it always related to our current events, related to communism, related to wars? It's always related to something like that. That's what makes me think it's nothing to do with any actual extraterrestrial beings. And it's like going to be like from the government, but let's see, or like just or from like Boeing or something that made something. She received is true and will furnish full details. What? It is true. Okay, gotcha. Okay, who's next? A young white female, same one. Okay, a bunch of these copies. Okay, there's enclosed Zerg's copy. This letter's been acknowledged copy. Okay, what else? Give me more pictures. Request for information on sightings. Okay, from Robert Edwards, which is isn't he the okay? Some nonprofit version not interested in knowledge. Nightcap subcategories of where they're at 30. Okay, they don't say anything. Right? Okay, we got it. Okay, yeah. So these are just people who work for little organizations who are interested in it. Like whenever society was talking about it a lot, so they're basically doing the FOIA stuff, right? Kind of like that in the old days if that didn't exist the same way. They're just showing all the requests basically. But some are good requests with good photos, right? Okay, I'm a student in Glendale City, KK. Okay, I'm doing a research paper. Okay, yeah, so that's a research paper. That's so cool. I wonder like if we are on any classified documents. Not we, but like if we message no, we don't really message the government like that anymore, which is weird, right? Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm getting tired of this file a little bit. Let's see. Metal splatters on the leading edge of the horizontal stabilizer were identified by spectroscopic. Let me see the actual ChatGPT thing real quick. The final, the final image with the told it to take the extra better. Is the one the better one supposedly? Whoa. Let me see. Where that was it? Oh, my desktop. Desktop. Okay. Whoa. I'm gonna save this. Oh, this already saved it, but crazy. Is that really? Wow. That kind of it does look like it, or what it was showing in the picture. Whoa. Huh. It's historical value, not conclusive proof. That's so cool. That's very cool. Gotta look at that more. On July 18th, I made another thing. Always, I've bought books on astronomy and also books on flying saucers. Huh. If I save that and it downloads, okay, it is that, that, that. Do one more thing. I'm pretty tired. Let's do this though, really quick. I don't know if anybody's watching, but let's do this. Take entire PDF and still act as a forensic um, analyst of photos and use the descriptors that are often repeated in these accounts to help give us a conclusive version of this uh, analysis image you created previously. And that's a good place to stop. Like I'll say this whole document, from this whole document, I figured out, not I figured out, but just in my own head as this little fun thing to think about. Uh, this document, basically, so I don't feel like I wasted my time reading this document, is what this comes from. This will come from it. So I didn't waste my time reading this document. This is kind of cool. I don't think I wasted my time. Not even read it all, but let's see. Is that it? That's not. Oh, I'm sorry. I need the PDF uh, downloads, right? Is that it? Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. Okay. Now, give me the final uh, generated image with the same analysis text style like that we did previously. Oh, that works. Maybe I give it too much, but so like all the things we're seeing here, the metallic thing and things that I want to see things that correlate. Then it finds out that correlates, and then we'll put it all together with the actual visual and see what it gives us. And that'll just be kind of a good stopping point to figure out um, just something useful that came out of this whole little analysis for me, at least. God, this makes me tired though. Let's see. The object she saw is a bright meteor, sometimes called the fireball or bolide. Almost, almost very bright meteors while bodies moving in orbits. I feel like it's gonna be a big nothing burger again, maybe. Hopefully not. Or maybe this release is kind of a mea culpa for the Epstein thing. Hope that's what it is, and they just legit like don't give a F anymore because we really dropped the ball on the Epstein stuff. So we're gonna have like a mea culpa. They have some humanity and like let's give them what they want. Let's give everyone what they want. We'll tell them about the aliens, and I hope that's what it is. That'd be a simple, awesome explanation. We're sorry about Epstein. Here's all the alien files. Please forgive us. I would forgive them. Honestly, what if it was a lot of if it was like literally and they said, hey, they worked through it and they talked about it and answer questions that people ask about it to the government. and their opinions, I would forgive them for the Epstein thing easily, instantly. I mean, I don't really don't care about it in general either way, but let's see this one. Okay. Ooh, anything different? Save image on my what? On my desktop here. Let's kill this. Do that. Desktop. Do that. Okay. All L Zero UFO Files conclusive forensic analysis. Ooh. Confidence level low to moderate due to age, degradation, and lack of originals. Original scans. Negative. Dude, this is such a better way. The government should have done this. No, okay. Digital inversion enhancement. Oof. Oof. What are those? Notes and observation. Both images show a structured, metallic-looking object photographed in daylight above or within cloud cover. Both of them do. This is on the ground though. Oh, is that one flying? It was landed. Image. Okay, gotcha. Landing legs. Okay. Orientation markers, top with arrows, were preserved in the negative frames, including indicating additional documentation. Image quality is constant with copies of copies. Fine detail and total range have been lost. The strongest data we can extract is structural from orientation and relative lighting. Structural analysis of the object and object leanings. Central dome command module is right there. Central dome or command module. Sick. Okay. Oh, so are these like the motors he was talking about? Okay. How does that make it fly? When it wouldn't make noise? Anyways, tripod landing gear. Makes sense. Tapered lower section because it oscillates or whatever, or not oscillates, but does it go in? It has to go in when it flies. And it has, okay, yeah, because these go in. Possible illumination ports and portholes around the rim. That's where their little heads be watching us, or their lights be shining. Angled disc saucer. Rim ring. Huh. Possible light array. Full. Okay. Daylight photography. Shadows, highlights, and cloud interaction are consistent with daylight conditions. Wow. Altitude. Cloud deck appears below the object in image 1 and the same level in image 2, suggesting mid to high altitude. But why is... I thought this was on the ground. Maybe they're mistaken, but this is on the ground, not in the clouds. Symmetry, metallic reflectivity, and apparent engineered components indicate an artificial construct. Okay. Reconstruct 3D artist model. Best estimate based on available data. Angled perspective. But then where do these things come from? Like, I guess it, yeah, because the images show this. I mean, did I explain the difference? It could be two different versions, two different models, right? Because this, I don't see how these things could ever be going anywhere. It's totally different. Maybe when it's flying, somehow when it's flying, all that stuff is gone. But when it lands, it has to have. Because yeah, if it landed like that, it'd be floppy, right? It can't land like the disc. Conclusion: photographs depict a structured metallic object. The object was intentionally documented. Two separate angles of the same object were captured. The object exhibits characteristics of engineered technology. Huh. That's so cool, though. Yeah, I guess I'll end right there for now. But yeah, the documents again are on that website. Remember, departmentofwar.gov or whatever. Departmentofwar.gov slash UFOs, right? Or whatever it is. Let me see here. I'm sorry, www.war.gov slash UFO. 17 pages. Okay, anyways, thank you for watching, guys. If you watched, and I'm gonna look at them some more later, but I just need to take a break for now because I just got excited when I saw they were released and had to do something. So let's just skim through see if there's any more photos real quick about the club asking for it. Well, I already did that. Let me do this. Uh, since you ingested the PDF, can you roughly overall give me a summary of it? Is it just all the different reports that were sent to the FBI headquarters, and they were taken more seriously as. Well, I don't even want to lead it on though. I don't want to leave the little guy on. Let's see. Yes, broadly is essentially FBI records compilation centered around 1960s UFO correspondence. Maybe I should do that. Public reports, fringe publications, and specifically, yeah, the Paul L. Perro material that includes the alleged 1944 German flying disc and the strange negative she showed. The overall feeling of the files, not the FBI secretly confirmed UFOs, is much more we see lots of weird correspondence and preserved it administratively. Yeah, that's what I was kind of getting. I should have just not spent all that time, but I wouldn't have had like all the insight and beautiful experience I just had listening. But there are some genuinely interesting historical pieces inside. The FBI mostly acted as a mail router, not an active UFO investigator. Over and over, the memos basically just say, blah, 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 yeah. The pattern repeats constantly through the file. Okay. It appears more concerned with public reaction, subversive organizations. Yeah, like, uh-huh. Yeah, true. It does seem mostly interested in that, not with the UFOs. Uh-huh. Have you, yep, UFO culture. Hmm. Yes, this one is, okay, good thing we found that naturally. Wow. This guy, do I have this guy written down? I don't. I think he's the most important person to write down from this one. One second, guys. Or, let's see. Paul L. From this document specifically. This is the most important piece. This the thing we generated that shows how it looks, and this guy, Pay Errol, Pay Earl, Paul L. Perrell. Cool. Let's see. Some sections become legitimately bizarre. There are documents involving mind control. What? Secret government suppression, telepathy, manipulated lie detector tests, hidden. Oh, this is a whole trove of stuff to talk about. Classified UFO investigations, anti-gravity. Anti-gravity. Oh, true, 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 true. They do read like proto conspiracy before. The advice, important distinction. The advice storing or receiving of documents does not mean endorsement. Yeah, I know, I know, I know. But the strongest honest conclusion from the image is there probably was an original photograph of some object or model. Okay. What? But the peril section specifically does have a very WW secret technology mythology flavor that later heavily influenced you. Oh wow. So wait, was Peril not known about before then? Let me see. Was Peril even known? I'm sure he was known about a little bit on the web, right? Or on the web, online, right? Damn, they already got up on it. Huh. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna take a break and I'll come back later. If anybody wants to watch, I'd appreciate it. If you want to share or like, I'd appreciate it. I'm in the middle of a life transition at the moment, and a lot it would help a lot. So I appreciate it. Thank you guys. See ya.